Hello my Dotty family and welcome to my channel. Come and join me on this magical journey through the world of dot art. I'm Zelda from the Faerie realm and today we're going to do another rock design for beginners. If you are brand new to my channel, please go and check out my fundamentals playlist that will help you with the dotting techniques, how to prep all of your surfaces, the planning of it and just all of the basics, and then you can come back and try a beginner's pattern like this one. The only thing I did differently with the planning of this rock is I made my circle lines about 0.2 inches apart or 0.5 centimeter circles, just to give us a little bit of extra structure lines so that we could do our planning and expansion better. So this is the color palette I decided to go with for this rock design. I have Flamingo, Shimmering Rose, which is a metallic, Dusty Rose, which is also an acrylic, Rose Gold metallic, and then I have it's almost like a baby orange called Nachi. This is the range my colors are going to run in. So this is going to be color 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. You can of course choose your own colors, and I'll still be referring to them as color 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and you can follow this pattern with your own colors. Now I'm going to start off with color number 1, which is my Flamingo, and my 13mm tool. And that's going to be my center dot for this rock design. Like so. I'm just going to double dot this one so you fix that. There we go. So sometimes when you don't get the dot nicely, or there could be some see-through in the paint over there, then what I do is I go and redip my tool, and then when you look at it from the side, I don't put it down all the way to redot the full size. I just basically squeeze it until it adds the extra paint that I need on there. Then we're going to grab your pink tool, and we're going to be using the small ball side in color number 2, which is the metallic pink. Then I'm going to dot as many dots as I can get around the center dot without them touching, as close to each other and as close to the center dot as I can possibly get it. Then you're going to stop about this far away, so just before you close your circle. And what we want to do is we want to plan the closure. So as you can see, I can probably fit 2 more in there. So I'm going to space them out equally because now I'm expecting to only put 2 dots in there. And now you can't really see where I closed that circle. Then I'm going to take color number 3. And my 4mm tool, and then on each and every single straight line as close to that center circle as possible, I'm going to make a dot like that. And with the expansion, you can now see that this is basically falling just below this circle line. So that's how I'm keeping all of them, to ensure that my design is expanding equally on all sides. As long as we stick to the straight lines as closely as possible. If you have to come off them, then as you expand, just expand back onto the straight lines. Very, very important. Always come back to the straight lines. Like so. Then we're going to go back to the pink tool, the small ball side, and we are going to go back to our shimmering rose and do another circle around these dots that we just made. So as many as we can fit in, using the circle structure lines as the base to see exactly how our circle should run, and then just doing all of those all the way around. And then the exact same thing to close it up. We just stop ahead of time and see how many we could fit in there. So we can do the planning around it so that it doesn't look like a forced closing. Next we're going to take color number 4, which is my rose gold, and my 8mm tool. Now I'm going to make a dot on every second straight line. So dot a line, skip a line, dot a line, skip a line. And that should give you 7 dots in total. You'll quickly realize if you've made a mistake. Then in color number 5 and the small ball side of your pink tool, we are going to start with the dot right on the straight line, and then from there we're going to do dots all the way down each side. So see if yours works out the same as mine. I have 6 dots that fit all the way down there, so I always try to stick to the same number because that just adds a little bit more consistency to my design, and it just makes it look a little bit more uniform. And 6. Great, and I'm going to do all of them in Supergirl mode. Then in color number 3, which is my dusty rose, I'm going to do another layer around it, and I'm going to use the same tool, so the pink one, the small ball side, and again I'm going to make my first dot on the straight line, and then I'm going to see how many I can fit in. So that's 2, well, it's the center one and then 2 next to it, 3, 4, 5, 6, let's space it out for about 7, I'd say, on each side. So going to do that all the way around again, and here we go, Supergirl mode. Then next we're going to make our little hearts. So this is a little bit challenging, but I'm trying to get you to start moving on to intermediate, and this is a great little practice. So I'm going to use my 4mm tool and color number 1. And then, as you can see, so here is the straight line. You have to take that into consideration. So even if it does look skew, always stick to the straight lines, because yes, my spacing is also a little bit off, because you can see there I've got more spacing than I do there, and that also comes with practice. But let's move on to the heart. So I'm going to, so on this circle line here and next to the straight line, so right there, and then also on the other side, so I'm going to leave a slight gap, right, like so. So that's going to be the top of our heart. So get them quite close. They are about 1mm or so apart. Just see here, like that. So all the way around. Then we're going to take our 3mm tool just below it. It almost looks like two little eyes and a nose. So we've got to work fast because we want the paint to be wet while we're still forming our little hearts. Then we're going to take our green tool, or we're going to use the all ball side. And then we're going to dip that and then make a dot just below our 3mm tool. So that's going to be the point of the heart. And then we're going to draw a line up. Just connect those and then connect these. Okay, so, and then I'm going to use the big ball side because I just want to add a little bit of extra paint here because, there we go, just to fill it out a little bit. Put the heart pieces in there. Very strange. Okay, I'm going to do the same on the other sides. So dip it to get your point in, and then just with a straight line. So it's almost like you're doing a V. Dip it again. So you're doing just a straight line from the bottom up, and then the same on this side. And then also the same thing here. Bring that down. I want to show you guys another one. Small ball side, first dot there, and I'm actually going to go back for some paint and then use the big ball side. And then just connect it like that, and then make the V like that. Yes, I think that works better. I'll just add some paint. It looks like my paint was a bit stiff, so small ball side, or all ball side, and then big ball side. Create a V. So what we're doing here is we're basically painting with our ball tool, using it as a kind of a brush. So we're going to top dot on this a little bit later, so don't worry too much about the texture because it needs to dry first. We just wanted the shape with the base color, so try your best. If you want to try it on paper first, you can do that. See if you can do it on paper, and then you can try and apply it to your rock. Next we're going to go to color number 4, which is my rose gold, and with that I'm going to use the all ball side, and you're going to choose the spacing that you have the least of between all of those that we just did. And from just above the heart, you're going to walk the dog. 1, 2, I can do 3 before I run out of space. So that will determine the number of times I'm going to walk my dog for all of them. That one has to bend a little bit to fit in there, but that's okay. 1, 2, 3. Just so we can fill up that space a little bit more. And that's it for this piece for today. Thank you so much for joining me for part 1. I'll see you guys again in part number 2. Stay dotty, stay magical. See you guys next time. Bye bye.
Every single day